All right, Browns fans, it appears that the Cleveland Browns have narrowed their top head coaching candidates down to two, and it's coming down to Udinski and Scheelhaase. Mary Kay Cabot took to 92.3 to Fan. These two guys are the front runners, and it's kind of been that way for a while. That's why the whole Anthony Lynn thing, smokescreen. Jim Schwartz, I feel like they gave Jim Schwartz 2 interviews out of respect and the fact that they really want him to stick around as the defensive coordinator for one of these head coaching hires, and they wanted to make sure he was open to that. So here, it's coming down to these two, and I want you guys to put down in the comments, who out of these two candidates, Grant Udinski, Nate Scheelhaase of the Los Angeles Rams coming up under McVay, which one of these head coaching candidates would you like? We have to get into it. Welcome to Keep the Vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel, hit that bell notification, and hype the video. Let's get right into it. Mary Kay Cabot, man, she has some very, very interesting news on this entire situation.
Cabot of Cleveland.com and the Plain Dealer posting this morning on X a couple of minutes ago that the Browns are still intrigued with Grant Udinski and Nate Scheelhaase, and they want to keep Jim Schwartz on potentially as the defensive coordinator. And, of course, Udinski's interviewing with the Bills today, and the Browns will interview Scheelhaase in L.A. on Monday. And joining us is now on the Make It Right Call Right hotline, the Hall of Famer herself, Mary Kay Cabot. Mary Kay, I really hope you're staying out of the snow. Good morning.
Well, so far I've stayed out of it, but it looks like so much fun. I'm thinking about going out and playing in the snow at some point today. It looks like good, fluffy snowman snow.
I was going to say snowman, snowballs, or snow angels.
I would think snowman is where I would go with that.
Barry and the committee that's doing this search between the two, because there's cases to be made for both. There's cases, especially the inexperience factor, to be made as well. So what do you think is going to be the separator between Udinski and Scheelhaase as they try and make this decision?
Well, I think they want to go through the process so that they can sit face-to-face with these guys and see what they're actually like in person. Go through the whole entire process. And we know that they have an extensive interview process with all of their, tests and personality tests and things like that. And so I do think that they want to get.
Oh, no, they got you doing personality tests. They testing to see if you know how to parallel park. They want to know if you can scramble eggs. They want to know all types of stuff over
in front of him and talk to him and make sure that because he is so young and so inexperienced from a play calling and coordinator standpoint, that they need to know that he can handle all of the things that go along with being a head coach. And they are many. And you have to be able to handle all of the adversity that comes your way. If I were them, I would be presenting him with 3 or 4 crisis situations and asking how he would dig himself out of those, or asking him how he would address those things with the media, because those things will start happening right away, especially, it seems sometimes, in Cleveland, where they take chances on players that maybe some other teams would not take chances on. So any coach here has got to be ready to handle that adversity and deal with that, because that is a huge part of the job.
Mary Kay, you've reported that both Udinski and Scheelhaase are open to Jim Schwartz returning as the defensive coordinator. Is there any chance that Jim could separate himself from these two young candidates, or is he really being thought of as more of a coordinator at this stage in the process?
I think that right at this moment, all of their candidates are still in it. I don't think you can rule out. Although I'm sure
Mary Kay Cabot be lying, bro. Like, she know that. Look, bro, she know damn well at this point, Jim Schwartz ain't in it, bro. Like, they would have already hired him, y'all. Like, she playing games. She playing games, bro.
Have them sort of ranked heading into Monday's interview. I don't think any of them are out of it. And the reason why I say that is because if Todd Monken were out of it by now, he would already be the offensive coordinator for the Giants. I think they have told him to sit tight and let the process play out if he's willing to do that. Now, he probably could have gone and taken the coordinator job by now for the Giants, but I think there is some sense that these two young guys have to prove to the Cleveland Browns that they can get the job done. And if they can't, then maybe they do lean more towards a more experienced guy, someone who has successfully run the Ravens offense for the last 3 years and called plays for so many years. Out of the offensive guys that they have still on their list, Todd Monken is the only one with play calling experience. So, so you don't want to rule him out at this point. And he also is open to keeping Jim Schwartz as his defensive coordinator. So you just can't rule anybody
So it's like Jim Schwartz's priority. Like no matter who comes in, you're gonna have to keep Jim Schwartz
out, including Jim Schwartz, and we have to see how this is all going to play out.
Mary Kay Cabot, Cleveland.com, and the Plain Dealer joining us on the Make It Right Call Right hotline. Mary Kay, Anthony Lynn, we found out last night. He interviewed the team, made that announcement this morning, confirming the reporting there. Where does he fit in this whole thing right now?
Well, Anthony Lynn has been a head coach, so he's one of only two guys.
That's a Rooney Rule interview. That's just for the Rooney Rule, bro. Like let's stop playing games. Can we keep it real? That was just for the Rooney Rule, man.
Guys in this search that have been a head coach before, and that counts for a lot. That counts for something. And Anthony has also been the running backs coach of the Cleveland Browns. He's been successful at every one of his stops. He's worked with, some really, really good quarterbacks along the way as well. And he's someone that, I don't think that, of course, they didn't just interview him to satisfy the Rooney Rule. They really like Anthony Schwartz too. And once again, they know him because he's worked here.
Y'all got to stop playing games. Y'all a month into interviews. This is his first one. Y'all wasn't checking for Anthony Lynn, bro. Stop it. Please stop. There's a reason you jumped out the window. Oh no, hey, it wasn't just for the Rooney Rule. Like get out of here. We know it was. It's whatever.
Before, so a lot of merit to Anthony Lynn, and it would be. I hope I didn't say Anthony Schwartz, did I?
You did. It's okay. I've called Sean McVay, Mike McVay like 150 times. So
sorry about that. They're all running together.
Yeah, they are.
But anyways, no. So yes, he's an excellent candidate in his own right. And once again, I don't think that we can rule out any of these guys.
Well, I do have to imagine that, like, if they go forward with one of these younger candidates, they're probably going to want to build an experienced staff around them on both sides of the football, right, Mary Kay? Like, obviously, Jim Schwartz being around is going to be great because we see what he's done for this defense over the last 2 seasons. But could they also want to go with an experienced offensive coordinator also for either Udinski or Scheelhaase?
Well, yeah, that's another possibility. And once again, you have to almost wonder, would Todd Monken consider sticking around as offensive coordinator here with one of these young guys in the event that, that they needed an experienced coordinator like that? Now, I don't know if he would want to do that because he's very close to John Harbaugh and he would have a chance to go work with Jackson Dart. So I don't really know if that's in the cards or not, but I'm guessing that they like him enough that in the event they hire one of the young guys that perhaps they would want him to also stick around. So, again, I don't know that for sure, and I don't know if he would do it, but I would think that it would come up at some point.
So much was made this week. Jesse Minter, had gotten the offer from the Ravens and basically told the Browns, hey, if you can't offer, I really want to just go ahead and pursue that opportunity that I have in the pocket. And the Browns said, yeah, sure, go ahead. And, of course, that followed Mike McDaniel pulling out of an interview, and then Mike turned around and did the same thing to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
It almost feels like, Mary Kay, regardless of like whatever narratives might be surrounding this head coach search for the Browns, like it feels like it's going to end up right where they wanted it to in the first place. It felt like, to your reporting, Scheelhaase, Udinski, like they were the guys early on, and yeah, they talked to 11 different guys. It just feels like this is going to end up right where they wanted it to end up.
Well, it might very well happen like that. And remember, when some guys pull out of a coaching search, it's not because they don't want the job. It's because sometimes they know they're not getting the job. So while the Browns are being portrayed everywhere as a job no one wants, I don't think that's the case. I mean, this is a job in which the owner is willing to spend a boatload of money, and where you also have one of the premier defenses in the NFL. Who wouldn't want that? The only thing that is a huge question mark at this point is the quarterback. And albeit that is a big one. That's definitely a big one. But I think that any prospective coach can see that there is a 100.
Look, man, y'all can sit here and pretend like I'm honest enough to be like, bro, this Browns job is not that attractive. A lot of people not going to want this job, which is why none of the top candidates really even looked at it. That's why John Harbaugh never considered it. That's why a lot of the top coaches on the carousel didn't consider it. But regardless of all of that, Udinski or Scheelhaase, pick one. Get down in the comments and let me know which one of these coaches you think would be best for Shedeur Sanders. I will see you guys on the next one. Let's keep the vision. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share the channel.